All right, now it's time to get out your fiddles or banjos or whatever you got going there. Play a West Virginia tune. Mandolin, of course, yeah. Cranberry Rock from Burl Hammons. That's in the Billy and the Low Ground family. And a wonderful tune to put into your repertoire if you hadn't played it before. And I think you'll enjoy learning it right now. So it goes a little something like this. Starts on a G chord, even though it's in the key of C. Good thing to take note of.
The way we like to play it.
Here we go. Thank you, Aaron. Very nice guitar work there. All right, wonderful. So let's slide into the mandolin learning spot. And I think we'll talk about the chords for a moment before we even get into the melody. Why not? So it starts on that G chord. And of course, if you've been following me at all for a while, you know I love the two-string chords. So it starts on a G. So I'm just going to go to the low strings and find me a nice C chord. Let me just find this little C right here, just since we're in the key of C. I'm going to do a little 5 on the 4th string. 4 will be the thickest string, closest to my chin. 5 and 2. And for my G chord, of course you could do open chord. Let's just maybe start with the open G and look at our closest. One thing that's really good about chords on instruments to notice is you don't have to do a lot of changing. A lot of times you get to keep a note in common from one change in the progression to the next. So let's just start with G here. We're in the key of C though. But let's just go open G, and then the 3rd string, put the 2nd fret, and for E to F, go to the 3rd fret and put that 2nd fret here. Let's just try that. So it's open, and 2nd fret, 3rd string, and then 3rd fret with the 2nd fret low. Okay? All right, so and we're going to do that again. Right? So remember, so it's just a G and a C and F, do 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 do. Okay, and then we have a G chord and a C, and this time we're going to do an A minor. And I think I just bar 2 and 2 and walk 2 4 5 to that 5 and 2. Let me just do the chords one time for you. The second part is just going to be C and A minor, and kind of walking back to that C. So open low string, 2nd fret, 3rd. 2 low and 3, the F chord, stay there. Start over, G, open, 2nd fret, bar 2 and 2, and walk up 2 4, repeat. Da 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 da. F chord, what I call a small slant, 2 and 3. 2 measures, G, 2nd fret, 3rd string, bar 2 low, walk to C. Beautiful. And just remember when you're doing that bar, a nice thing about that bar chord straight across the mandolin is 5 notes apart, like the name of your chord in the bass, the lower or thicker string, and then the drony 5th note, a drony note, and that could be major or minor because you're not putting that middle note in there. Okay, so let's look at the melody of that part there for a second. So it starts up on I'm doing a little small slant on that 2nd string, 2nd fret, and the 3rd string, 1st fret, and the melody is really that 3rd string, and you're going to have 3 5 3, open, change strings, 5 2, and a C note. So I'm going to do it phrase by phrase. So that's the first phrase, nice and slow. And it gets there. You could even hit a small slant. You could jump over to the other string. I'll put a little closer. Maybe that'll help us get a little closer there. So, okay, that's the first phrase. And you might slide into that. He kind of slides, I think, on the fiddle, but I'm just doing that. I like that. Just that G chord sounds nice. You can do all 4 strings. nice C with 3 strings there, a small slant. And then we're going to have, here's the next phrase, 3, 3, 5, 3, open, and the 5th fret on the 3rd. And it's really just different notes of the C chord there. So the 3rd fret's in there a lot. You have to pick it up to get that one open A string. C, C, D, C, A, G, C. So you got a lot of C's in that phrase. I'm going to do both those phrases there. One more time, a little slower. So that's the first 2 measures of Cranberry Rock from Burl Hammons. 1, 2, the G phrase, and the C phrase. Let's do that one more time. 1, 2, here we go. Then you're having this A on the A string open, and you got a syncopated note, so it's down, up. 1 and, instead of, it comes in on the upbeat. If you're tapping your foot, it'd be when you raise your foot up, 1 and 2. So, and it has that holds and really it's got like, I'm not putting the hammer in there, but on the fiddle you do a hammer. I think we'll just pick all the notes. A lot of times when it has hammers and things, it's good to just pick them first. So open, 5, wait, 5, 5, 7, 5, 3. And when I played it on the video earlier, I might have been doing something, not paying attention to the finer aspects. But here's what that measure is on the tab. So I'm anchoring my 3rd finger. 5, 7, 5, 3. So pick-wise on the right hand, down, up, down, without doing a hammer. So if you did a hammer, it's just hard to get a clean sound. Let's just do it without the hammer right now. And I love this phrase here, the last measure on the first line, open, 3, 5, 7, 5, 3, open. And a lot of times people do the 1st fret, but I think he did the F sharp at the start. So let's go to that 2nd fret. I'm going to change that on my tablet. So it's you're back to that G phrase and the C phrase. Just for the last thing, it's going to go down to the 2nd fret instead of going back up to C. And our ending phrase is going to be an A, 2nd string. Let's just try that phrase a few times. You're kind of working the 2nd and 5th fret over and over a few times. And the ending phrase, you kind of anchor that 2 on the 3rd string and do 2, 5, 2. Pivot down to that low 5 on the bass string and the open 3rd string D back to that low C. So, okay, and then it's going to repeat. I think, Aaron, a lot of fiddlers like to do that part again. So let's do that part slow and just kind of think about each phrase where it is, kind of the geography of it. So 1, 2, here I go. A, 2nd line. Again, a little slower. So on the mandolin, when you get to see that A string note, just an A, you can slide. A lot of mandolin players and fiddlers too would slide to that 7th fret on the 3rd string. So let's do that one time. I'll do the 2nd line. C right here. And they might even hold that chord down and strum it if you're going back for the repeat. Let's look at the 2nd part because it's kind of fun too. Chord-wise, it's just going to be C. And something you can do if you played a 3 string, like the low 3 strings, open, G, and that small slant in the middle, you could have like reach up and get this. We could just do something like that. So I'm holding a 5, 2, and 3 and just picking up and getting that open bass. And bar 2, 2, 3, and walk back to C. That would sound pretty good. Simple backup. The melody stays on the lower string just like it. And a lot of times I might slide to that 2nd fret from 1. that's just outlining that C chord. Slide, 5, 2, open D, 5. Really outlining that, that's all C chord notes, right? So slide, and it's going to go, we'll just do that much. It's going to keep going, but that's just fine. It's kind of a jazzy sounding when you break it right there. What happens, it goes back to that 2 and bounces, and we'll do a slide of that A there. So let's break it right there, do that much. That's like taking us to the 3rd measure of the 2nd part. So 1, 2, I'm sliding a little early, slide, 2, 2, and slide. So we'll get those 2 slides in there. 1, 2, here I go. Then it has a neat little fiddle maneuver. It's 2, it's not what you'd think, but it's 2, 3, open, 2, open, 5. So, and you have a similar same ending. You had a, and you have a pickup with the open string, bounce, and you slide, and you stop there. But of course, let me just do that 2nd part a few times there and get the feel of it. Kind of jazzy, a little bit. The rhythm of that's pretty cool. So 1, 2, 2nd part a little slower. 2, and you slide. Repeat. 2 and 2, 5 slide. Okay, that's the 2nd part. So what I'll do is both parts. And maybe I think what I'll do is maybe play the chords one time too, and then you'll have something to practice with the chords and the melody there. So I'll start out with the first part melody. So 1, 2, here I go. I'll do the chords. Just the open chords, just all small slants works pretty good. I'm just using some open chords. A minor, 2nd part's coming up here. Melody, the 2nd part. Repeat that part. Second part coming up. So that's a very fun tune, I think you'll find. Try to practice going in and out of the chords there. Remember that A minor could just be a drony 2 and 2. And a nice thing is just to wind it with that C chord. If you're playing a small slant in the middle, you can just reach over and get the A bar. And a lot of times I'll use my 3rd or 2nd finger. Bar, 2, 2. So just practicing C. So A minor is a nice thing to practice. So that's, you can just do you can just do that. It will sound great on that 2nd part. The fiddler was kind of going crazy. But I like walking up. Okay? So Cranberry Rock in the key of C. A lot of fun to back up and play the chords and the melody. So I hope you'll kind of work on both. You know, it's really nice to know the backup chords. And again, that can change from guitar player to you know, the accompanist can have different ways to do it. So you got to pay attention to that too. So a lot of things to think about. But ideally, we don't think about anything when we play in the long run. So take care and enjoy Cranberry Rock.